need to watch out for a willful violator employer. Do not underestimate that. But what I want to talk about is you and not the employer. Because there is also student visa violators, there's H1B visa holder violators, and of course there's green card violators, and they're all sitting in front of me now. Potential violators. So I'm going to figure out, or help you figure out how not to become a violator. The first thing you need to know, you all have one of those. If you're an international student, you have an F1 visa. Who's not an international student in here? I know you're not, but everybody else is, right? Okay? So you have one of those. Every one of you has an F1 visa. But have you ever looked at your F1 visa, what it means? I'm suggesting to you, you have not. So let me explain it to you. Your F1 visa shows right here that you're an academic student. And that's issued to a certain person, and it is valid here from July 10, 2007 until August 4, 2007. What does that mean? That means that you can apply to enter the United States within that time frame. That doesn't tell you how long you can remain in the United States. That only allows you to apply for entry in the United States in the F1 classification. Anyone know what the M means? Multiple times. So you can apply as many times as you want to come in that classification within that time frame. But then more importantly, what happens when you get in, you get an I-94. Some of you who have been here longer, they still have one of those I-94s. Remember the thing you had to fill out on the plane, and then the Border Patrol officer tears off half of it? Border Patrol officer puts on the classification which he or she admits you, and the Border Patrol officer also tells you how long you can stay. Who has traveled internationally within the last 1.5 years? Did you get an I-94 on the way back in? No, you didn't. Okay? This is important. You've got to remember this. In the past, you had an I-94, and when you walked into Don Sherrill's office and he asked you, when did you enter, you just put it on the table, and here it was. Well, now you don't have that anymore. You've got to, and you have a copy of my PowerPoint, you've got to go to this webpage. After you enter the United States from your overseas trip, and when you're home, log on and go look for your I-94. And what you want to do is, you want to print it out. Because that I-94 does what? It tells you how long you're allowed to remain in the United States before you got to get out again. Well, you want to know that, don't you? When you come in and you give the friendly Border Patrol officer your passport, he or she asks you about 15 questions in 8 seconds, and then he or she stamps your passport, right? You've all got these stamps in your passport. Anybody can tell the difference in those?